You may have learned how to mark data using data format in the last lesson. Today, we'll learn the basics of charts. Charts are part of the data visualization. It excels in presenting the trends of data change and comparing data discrepancies. What it can accomplish will impress you. WPS Spreadsheet has many built-in charts. Click Chart in the Insert tab, and you may pick between column, line, pie, bar, and other types of charts. I will illustrate the main function of each chart. Column charts can show data changes with the height and color of rectangles. They are helpful in comparing categories and items. These vertical bars are self-explanatory. However, comparing a lot of data from several categories can be dazzling. If you rotate column charts by 90 degrees, you will get a bar chart, mainly used to present data size in sequence. Line charts and area charts can show data changes intuitively, and the fluctuation of the lines can tell data increases and decreases, which can be applied in many facets of your life. For instance, it may be used to track weight reduction, display annual sales trends, and so on. Area charts may make data changes more evident. However, a lot of categories may overlap each other. Pie charts indicate the proportion of a subset in the total. They are excellent alternatives for analyzing the percentages of regional sales. In most cases, the number of categories should not exceed 6. Otherwise, the chart would seem messy. The last two are bubble and radar charts. Bubble charts can analyze complex data relationships based on the size of the bubbles and their placement on the X and Y axes. A radar chart is commonly used to assess a wide range of information. Some flaws in business activities can be quickly spotted with a radar chart, allowing for targeted correction. There is more to learn than the chart types. Before making a chart, we must first choose what the topic will be and which chart would be most appropriate. Next, I'll illustrate with a simple case. This is a 4-quarter sales record from a second-hand car shop. Now we want to compare the sales volume of all vehicle types. We choose column charts for this scenario because they allow us to compare data intuitively. Select the data area and select Column Chart in the Insert tab. Its shortcut key is F11. Now we have inserted a simple column chart. Let's look at how the source table changes. The purple range corresponds to the x-axis, and the blue range corresponds to the y-axis of the chart. The red range correlates to the data series in the column chart. If you drag the blue range, the vertical bar in the original table will change. Similarly, the graphic will update whenever the data in the original table is changed. Then, we will learn the components of a chart. Look at this chart. It comprises of a chart area, plot area, chart title, data series, legend, grid lines, data labels, and other components. Chart area refers to the whole area of the chart. When the chart is selected, 6 control points will appear, allowing you to drag to adjust the chart's size and aspect ratio. The plot area is the graphic region in the chart area that can be freely moved. Chart title can summarize the main topic of a chart. Data series is composed of a single or several data points. Every data point corresponds to the content in one cell. In this case, the data series refers to the sales volume of vehicles, and the higher the column, the better the car sells. Coordinate axes can be divided into primary x-axis, primary y-axis, secondary x-axis, and y-axis. Not all charts contain a secondary axis. It depends on the situation. The legend describes and identifies the data series in a chart. The legend only displays when there are multiple data series. Let's go back to the case. Suppose we want to add some components to this normal column chart. Go to the ribbon area and select Add Chart Element from the drop-down list to add built-in elements. You may also edit the chart by clicking it and clicking the shortcut button on the right. Click Chart Title to insert a title for this chart, and we name it Sales Sheet. Then we click Data Labels. The little triangular button at the rear lets you set the label's position, such as center, inside end, inside base, and outside end. Previously, We needed to estimate the data using grid lines and ordinates. The data became more evident once data labels were added. If you want the original table to be included in the chart, you may add it by clicking Data Table. On top of that, you can add other elements, such as tread line and error bars. We're not saying more is better. The elements should be concise to make the chart brief as long as the data is fully displayed. We can uncheck grid lines to cancel it. We may also select the y-axis and legend and press the delete key to remove them. In addition, you can also click Quick Layout to apply several built-in layout styles. If you feel the chart seems too plain, why not click Chart Style to select a built-in style? You can also click Color to customize it. The built-in features above might help you create a chart that looks nice in the smallest amount of time. Chart filters is the next topic we'll cover. Click it, and you can choose which series to present. We often need to compare priority data in the workplace. In this case, we want to compare the sales of Honda and Audi. Select them in the chart filter and make only these two brands show. The last button is Format Chart Area. Many elements are involved in a chart. Select the element to adjust, such as Series Q1. Click it to open the formatting pane, where you can change the filling color for Series Q1 or click Effects to add a shadow. Of course, you can format elements in the upper ribbon. You can click the drop-down button to select components of the chart and click Format or Reset Style. Both functions are the same, only the portal is different. The following classes will cover detailed knowledge about chart setting. Okay, let's go through the remaining function buttons in the above ribbon that we haven't covered. Even after creating a chart, we may still want to modify its style to a more suitable one. Click Change Chart Type, and you can reselect other types of charts in the dialog box. The benefit is that all the settings are saved, including the previous colors, layouts, and other chart styles, so you don't need to reset the next time. What can the Switch Row or Column button do? In this case, the chart takes car brands as the x-axis, while the four colored columns represent sales volume for the 4 quarters. When you click Switch Row or Column, the chart will take the 4 quarters as the x-axis and the sales volume of 7 car brands as the columns in 7 colors. We frequently have to switch to different dimensions for data analysis in a chart. This function allows the chart to be shown in different ways without changing the original data. Click Select Data, and a dialog box will pop up, allowing you to add a new data series or change the existing data ranges. The last button is Move Chart. Obviously, we can move a chart to a new or existing sheet, or press Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V to copy and paste it to another area. Today's lesson shared several chart types, such as column, line, pie, bar, area, scatter, radar, and bubble chart. Each chart has its own features and imperfections. We should pick the chart that best fits the topic. Many different elements make up a chart, such as a chart title, data labels, trend lines, and so on. We should pick elements appropriately, concisely, and clearly. We also learn the basics of ribbon buttons. We know how to change the chart type, how to switch rows and columns, and how to select data areas. One of the most commonly used chart types is the column chart. I'll tell you several possible uses of a column chart in the upcoming lesson. I'll see you in the next class.